The Crathnell warship Sovereign's Fang had conquered 17 star systems in the past decade. Its hull bore the scars of 1,000 victories, and its holding cells had imprisoned countless species deemed suitable for the labor markets of the Outer Rim. But never in all those years had Commander Zekthral encountered a species quite like the humans. Elsa had been in the holding cells for 3 weeks. 3 weeks of watching, learning, and planning. The Crathnell had made their first mistake when they assumed her silence meant submission. Their second mistake was underestimating what a mechanical engineer from Earth could do with access to their ship's maintenance conduits. She moved through the ventilation shaft with practiced efficiency. Her small frame, another advantage the aliens had failed to account for, sliding past support beams that would have trapped larger species. Behind her, the cell door hung open, its locking mechanism now nothing more than fused circuits and melted components. Elsa had always been good with her hands. The bridge was her target. Not to negotiate, not to plead. Humans didn't beg. Humans took. Commander Zekthral was reviewing the manifest of their latest raid when the main console exploded in a shower of sparks. Emergency lights bathed the bridge in crimson as Elsa dropped from the ceiling panel, landing in a crouch between the commander and his navigation officer. "Greetings," she said, her voice eerily calm as she held up a jury-rigged device cobbled together from spare parts and pure ingenuity. "This is connected to your reactor's magnetic containment field. I suggest you listen carefully." Zekthral's 3 eyes narrowed. "You are in a ship full of warriors, human. Surrender now, and your death will be quick." Elsa smiled. It wasn't a pleasant expression. "You know what's funny about your species? You've been spacefaring for 12,000 years, and you still use Z-94 containment protocols. We cracked those in our 2nd year of warp travel." She pressed a button on her device. Somewhere deep in the ship, alarms began to wail. "Oops, looks like your reactor just became critically unstable. You have about 8 minutes before this whole ship becomes a very expensive firework." The bridge erupted in chaos. Officers scrambled to their stations, claws clicking frantically against controls. Zekthral's mandibles clacked in fury. "Stabilize it!" "Can't be done, Commander," his engineer reported, his voice cracking with panic. "She's locked us out of primary systems. The containment field is cascading." 7 minutes, Elsa announced cheerfully. "But here's the thing. I can fix it, after we discuss new terms." "Terms?" Zekthral hissed. "First, you're going to open every holding cell on this ship and release everyone you've captured. Second, you're going to provide them with escape pods and enough supplies to reach the nearest friendly station. Third," she paused, her eyes hardening, "you're going to send a message to every Crathnell fleet commander in this sector. Humans are off limits, permanently." "Impossible. The Crathnell bow to no one." 6 minutes. Your choice." Elsa examined her fingernails with exaggerated disinterest. "Die in a nuclear fireball or hurt your pride a little. Seems like an easy decision to me." What Zekthral didn't know, what none of the Crathnell knew, was that 3 decks below, another human had been working in parallel with Elsa. John had been captured 2 raids before her, and while the aliens had been watching Elsa's cell, they'd completely forgotten about the broken human who spent his days in the engineering bay, supposedly too traumatized to cause trouble. John was many things, but broken wasn't one of them. He was a communications specialist, and for the past month, he'd been carefully, methodically rewriting the ship's entire transmission protocols. Every message the Sovereign's Fang sent was now routed through a system of his own design. As Elsa negotiated on the bridge, John activated his masterpiece. Every Crathnell ship in the sector suddenly received a transmission, not from their command, but from their own Sovereign's Fang, showing full sensor logs of a single human female taking control of their most powerful warship with nothing but scavenged parts and sheer determination. The message was clear. If one unarmed human could do this, what could an entire species accomplish? 5 minutes, Elsa said. Tick-tock. Zekthral's resolve crumbled. He'd seen the faces of his crew, watched the certainty of their superiority dissolve into terror. This small, fragile creature had brought his mighty vessel to its knees in less than an hour. Release the prisoners, he ordered quietly. All of them. Smart choice. Elsa tapped her device, and the alarms ceased. Containment field restored. See? I'm not unreasonable. As the escape pods launched, carrying freed slaves from a dozen worlds toward safety, Elsa made her way to the hangar bay where John was waiting. They'd planned this for weeks, communicating through the maintenance systems in a code the Crathnell never thought to monitor. Ready to go home? John asked, grinning as he fired up a commandeered shuttle. More than ready, Elsa replied, sliding into the co-pilot seat. Think they learned their lesson? John glanced at the sensor display, showing Crathnell ships throughout the sector withdrawing from human colonies, their formations breaking apart in confusion and fear. Oh, I think they learned it perfectly. Never underestimate humanity. As their shuttle jumped to hyperspace, the Sovereign's Fang sat dead in space, its crew staring at empty holding cells and disabled weapon systems. Commander Zekthrall would spend the rest of his life trying to explain to High Command how two humans, just two, had defeated the pride of the Crathnell fleet. The explanation would haunt him forever. They hadn't defeated the Crathnell through superior strength or advanced technology. They'd done it through pure, undiluted human stubbornness, creativity, and an absolute refusal to accept defeat. The galaxy would remember the day the Crathnell tried to enslave humanity. They would remember it as the day they learned why some species should never be caged. Because humans, when pushed to their limits, don't break. They improvise, they adapt, they overcome, and most importantly, they never, ever give up. The end.